Welcome to another edition of the Nightly News. Ted, we're still in an election coma. We're looking over data and the whole nine yards. Lots to talk about today on the election, but how are you doing this morning?
Before we get going, to continue to dissect this insanity of the 20 cluster crank 22 election, happy birthday, United States Marine Corps Warriors hero. They call me Chesty Puller with a Gibson Birdland guitar. I'm hearing from these great Marine heroes all around the country, guys from a Korean War, guys from the Vietnam War. The U.S. Marine Corps and Ted Nugent family stands united for God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights. Semper Fi, U.S. Marine Corps Warriors.
Yes, and especially to our good friend Mark Geis. All right, couple points, Ted. The election results are being spun in a million different directions. Our listeners and our viewers really want to hear Ted Nugent's take. As we said here, still not knowing all the races. What's your take on the overall results from Tuesday night's elections?
Well, the old colloquialism, the old timeless adage, a house divided cannot stand. Well, a country divided cannot stand if the conservatives remain divided. I think we just sent at least the hint of a middle finger to the corrupt regime controlling our great nation right now, because the conservatives and real Republicans did make some forward motion. And more importantly, as you and I celebrate the ultimate definitive conservative army of America, the licensed hunting families of America. We started hunternation.org and we created a huntthevote.org to unite all conservationists, regardless whether you're a bow hunter or a muzzleloader, or you like duck hunting or you like trout fishing. We don't care what methodology you pursue, hands-on, wise use, responsible conservation lifestyle practices. We think we need to all be united. And right now, don't fall for the scam that is being perpetrated again by the lying, hating, freedom-hating media out there and the government and all those academia and Hollywood. We as conservatives, we are not divided. And now more than ever, we need to celebrate those victories that we did accomplish and realize that the licensed hunters who finally registered to vote their core values, we made a difference. We made a tangible, provable difference. So a big salute to everybody out there, whether you're a hunter or not. But conservatives are getting down to the brass tacks of participating in the sacred experiment in self-government, especially on the Marine Corps birthday, the heroes of the United States Marine Corps who died so that we can vote. We are now starting to vote in meaningful numbers, and we're starting the reversal of this communist outrage. So a big salute to the positive progress out there. And like hunters uniting, regardless of methodology, conservatives should remain united and vote as a meaningful army for those conservative values. I think we're on course here.
Yeah, and obviously you did yeoman's work, and the early data is indicating that hunters voted in numbers heretofore never seen. So that's a positive. You're getting a spin out of the media, it appears to me, Ted, and your take will be very helpful. Even out of Fox News, which some might find surprising, that is trying to blame President Trump. Which blame him for what? The Republicans have definitely taken back the House. The Senate is still within the reach of the Republicans. I know he did a ton of rallies that brought money and awareness in a lot of these key states, worked very hard. So I don't know what they're trying to blame him. And do you think there's a reason why Fox News may be starting some sort of a riff with Trump and DeSantis? What's your take there?
Well, again, the enemies of freedom are clearly the Democrat Party. They've cultivated an explosion in violent crime. They've opened our borders. They've looked the other way, if not actually participating, corroborating with the Mexican drug cartels to kill hundreds of thousands of American citizens with the unstoppable flow of fentanyl into this country. I mean, you can go down the list, giving gazillions of dollars of our state-of-the-art military equipment to the Taliban. That's the Democrats. But worse than that are the Republicans in name only. And Fox News, I love Gutfeld. I love Jesse Waters. I love Tucker Carlson. I love Sean Hannity. I love a lot of the Truth, Logic, and Common Sense coming off of Fox News Network. But remember, Paul Ryan, the poster child for Republicans in name only, that guy is, I believe, on the board of Fox News Network. And that guy is not the friend of freedom. That guy is corrupted. That guy is compromised. And Paul Ryan still has sway in the Republican Party, which is why we rejoice on some of the positive forward motion we attained in the midterms. There is definitely a fox in the hen house in the Republican Party. And that Paul Ryan is involved with Fox News is an indicator thereof. So remain positive, my friends. Remember, what Ron DeSantis did in Florida is what we need to do to America. The great Governor Kristi Noem in South Dakota is how we should manage America. Even though Greg Abbott isn't my favorite governor, he's doing an okay to good job in Texas, and we crushed the freak boy Beto O'Rourke. So we must remain positive and united. And I believe that the great President Donald Trump, who came from the outside and finally spotlighted the cockroaches of the deep state, which is why the deep state continues to go berserk with lies and hate for Donald Trump, is a perfect indicator that Donald Trump is a great man. Now, my dream is that great real conservatives like Kennedy down in Louisiana, Johnson up in Wisconsin, Kristi Noem, Ron DeSantis, Greg Abbott, Donald Trump, let's unite within the conservative movement so that we are a force to reckon with. And I think that everybody listening to the Nightly News should express that to their family and friends and neighbors and buddies at hunting camp and their mayor and their senator, their congressman and their governor, and let them know that conservatives, real Republicans, remain united and dedicated to make America great again. I'm not just what do they call them, a MAGA and a crazy MAGA. I'm a gonzo MAGA. I am dedicated 100% to make America great again. And the route to making America great again is glaringly obvious. We have to fight for Republican candidates who stand up for God, family, country, and law and order. Duh.
So you were right, Ted. Paul Ryan, our research team, has let me know that he is definitely on the board. He also serves as the chair of the Nominating and Corporate Governance Committee. We know Paul Ryan is an open anti-Trumper. He works closely with McConnell. I believe Kevin McCarthy fits in that camp. Last point I want to make with you today, Ted, and wonder if you have any advice or any input. It appears that evil forces are trying to create a rift between President Trump and Ron DeSantis. You and I had a lengthy conversation last evening about this, and you're pretty adamant that you believe it's a mistake if President Trump attacks DeSantis and vice versa, because the end result is, as you said earlier on the show, a divided half of the country will never defeat a united other half of the country. And we know how united the other half is, because in Pennsylvania, they elected a brain dead senator, and they actually elected a dead individual on the ballot.
I saw that.
He was dead. So the united half always wins. And so do you have any thoughts of how this brewing President Trump, Ron DeSantis potential rift, or maybe not, how that should be resolved?
From my point of view, where my radar for truth, logic, and common sense never rests, I believe that Ron DeSantis is a great conservative leader. I believe that President Donald Trump is a great conservative leader. I do not see a rift. I do not see a separation. I see that we, the people, need to unite on conservative values. And I believe at this time, I'll be going down to Mar-A-Lago as a guest of President Trump, receiving some gonzo, we the people, middle finger on fire Patriot Award, because I've dedicated the last 50 years of my life doing so. And while I am in Florida with the greatest governor in America, in Florida with the greatest president in the history of America, I'm going to see if I can't reach out and recommend that the three of us to get together. So Governor Ron DeSantis, congratulations and salute. President Donald Trump, we are with you. And I would recommend and invite both of you great, great patriots to sit down with Ted Nugent at your first convenient opportunity. And maybe we can strategize to make sure that the conservative, real Republican community of this country is united. I think we can do that. Ron, President Trump, I'm here for you.
Wow. I think our listeners and viewers are, they're sitting back going, oh my gosh, Ted Nugent just offered to work with Ron DeSantis, newly reelected governor of Florida, and the President Trump, who you touted as the greatest president of all time, to unite a divided half of the country. Ted, can I carry your luggage and briefcase into that meeting? Because, my friend, if you can pull that off, and you know what, on good authority, you and I both know that Ron DeSantis and President Trump listen to the Nightly News, at least on occasion. So I think they're going to hear this. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of our listeners and viewers that would be overjoyed if the two of those could join forces with the greatest guitar player of all time, Ted Nugent.
Well, I fought diligently as a We the People participant to help get Donald Trump elected as president. And I was there in the early days of fundraising for the then campaigning Ron DeSantis for governor of Florida. And they know that I represent a hardcore, working hard, playing hard pulse in this great nation. I'm proud to represent that. I dedicate myself to accurately and honestly, if not humbly, represent that. And so Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump, let's get it on and unite the conservative force of America.
Come back tomorrow night because Ted's going to have his guitar. It's going to be the Friday free-for-all. We've decided we will talk nothing about the elections tomorrow. It's going to be 100% music. Ted's got a benefit concert coming up with Leonard Skinner. We're going to talk all about that tomorrow right here on the Nightly News.